Okay. Hi guys. Thanks for joining again in the day three of this beautiful, amazing bootcamp. And I'm really sure like you have loved the day one and day two. And for the guys because I've seen some new names, so no issues for that. Even who missed the day one and day two because it's on HTML and advanced HTML. But I have shared all the recordings of that in a Google Drive. So if you have joined the Discord server, you can see that Google Drive link in which the event recordings and the certificates for the day one, day two is also shared. Furthermore, the digital swags that the people like the one who win the quiz, like the top three, got the research swags personally in their mails. Okay, so make sure to see that, and it's very strict to share with your others because it's your win, so it's your prize. So you shouldn't share with others. That's just make a note of it, and yeah, I can we can I think we can good to go with the things. And one more thing, if any one wants to say during the sessions any of their doubts and stuff like that, they can just feel free to unmute it. It's nothing like I will scold something like that. It's nothing goes to like that. I really love it because I wanna make something kind of interactive session. Furthermore, today we're gonna learn about CSS and all. So CSS is one of the I can say like one of the important thing that for sure will help you in the further section, because with the HTML you can make the websites, but the thing is you can't make the beautiful website. It's look like ugly, you can say, not ugly but kind of without styles and all. So make sure to see that. And there's another special announcement for today's boot camp, that is for the today. I'm gonna give top five participants the digital swags, not top three. I'm gonna give top five participants. Okay, so make sure to see the session. Okay, okay, let's me start now. Okay, I have shared the screen. First of all, see in the Discord server, if you look here, I have shared on 27 the link, and this is the Google Drive link of the day one and day two. Let's say click on day two, so certificates there and the recording also there. Let's see if you have to see one, honestly, the recording, just click over it and see the recording stuffs and all, and certificates also you can click and get over it. So this is just small stuff about it. Make sure to join the Discord server again, right? Okay, now without any wasting times and all. Let's get back to the thing that you joined all for. Okay, so this is Aditya Gupta, and I'm a beta Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, which is the topmost level in MLSA program. And that's the stuff about backend and frontend. Just a quick overview. I've shown this image. I'm showing this image in day one, day two, and day three even. That is now because it's too important to make you understand what's basically a front end part and what's basically a backend part. Because if you're a good front end developer, then I can assure like you can be a good web backend developer too. So it's always preferable to start from a front end developer and then slowly shift your gears to the backend developer to avoid any conflicts in future. Let's say, because it's like you wanna retrieve your data to the front end only, the parameters you have set and all. But if you don't have any practice of the front end, then how you can retrieve the data from the website to the backend server? So it's very important to you to start with a front end. It's my personal view. I can say, because some people can say something else, but it's my personal view to start with a front end developer, because I'm a web developer and I did my intern in web development also. That is a 1 month in internship, so I know like how it goes and all. Okay, that's what's about it. Now start with the CSS. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. So CSS is a markup language. You can say it is used in combinedly with HTML. So make sure to know that one the quite interesting fact, like you can't make a website without HTML, but you can make a website without CSS. Got it? So it means HTML is the necessary and the sufficient condition. If you have learned about discrete mathematics, there we call as a necessary and a sufficient condition. So in this case, HTML is a necessary and sufficient condition to make a website. You can say as of now. Okay. Fine. And for CSS, you can make a website without CSS. It's fine. But the identity of CSS is not been witnessed if there's no HTML, because on HTML only the CSS will be applied. I will show you just how you can do one about that. So CSS is used to make your website look more prettier and more attractive. Why? Because nowadays the one who is very good in making who is very good in attracting the persons to their website is a very good web developer, I can say. So it goes like this, and CSS can be used for a Braille reader also. Why? Because the things that we have used, right? So there is something called as impressive reader. Like Microsoft provides this impressive reader, and even the registration form I have shared, you can turn on that impressive reader to just speak what basically being quoted in the registration form. So it is combinedly with the CSS. It's called as a Arial. So we'll talk about that later also. CSS is used to make the websites convert accessible to the mobile devices. Even it is actually, the thing is, the foundation of Bootstrap is only because of CSS. So if you know CSS, you can just rock it and smash the things of Bootstrap. But if you don't know about CSS, then you will feel like what the hell you are doing in Bootstrap. That's what, because that's much confusing goes to be. So CSS is the foundation of the Bootstrap, and Bootstrap is too much important nowadays to make a website responsive. And the reason is being, I will share in the Bootstrap sessions. Okay. Now I have shown this image in my previous days also, because it's a very good analogy. Like as bones are important for our body, so HTML is important for a website. Make an analogy. Secondly, if bones are important, the muscles are important also. Else, if you have a just bone, then you will like a danger singer. You will just show like a danger, right? So if you go to some electricity place, there is a danger sign, right? So you will become like that. So you will use like that only. So just to prevent that uses of that, because it's not a good way. It's not a good thing, right? Just a fun, nothing much. Okay. So muscles are right important for that. So muscels are considered to be as a CSS. It's an outer. It makes your body look good. You can think like that. That's way the CSS works jointly with the HTML. So, but CSS are maintained. It is important somewhat in theory. Sometimes it has to be. CSS is maintained by World Wide Web Consortium. It is called as W3C, not WWWC. Okay, because W is repeated 3 times, so because of it's W3 and then C. So it works like this. And HTML is used in addition with XHTML, plains, SVG, XML. For that, mostly we're gonna use SVGL, as I feel to be in the later sessions of this bootcamp only. So because rest are not as much important nowadays. Let's see the demo on how you can link a CSS div, class IDs, and box model. And one more thing I have not taught about divs. Class and ID in HTML actually people used to do in HTML sometimes, because it's is not necessary in HTML as of now, as I feel, because in CSS you will make use of it. So let's see how. And the box model also. I think I believe to be like, you can see my screen. Okay, this is my day 3. I just opened, like, from go from here, like file and all, then just open it. Okay, let me create a file. Just a minute. Okay. 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 We have created a HTML now. If you have close that is like 10 minutes, right? HTML just made define for. Let me show how you linking with the CSS. If you want to see how it looks, just click on right and just go with open with live server. I'm going somewhat fast with this because we have already learned this very well in our HTML and advanced HTML topics, right? So because of live server functionality, that the extension I made you install with the VS Code, it works very nicely. Now see, if you want to link the CSS, there are the 3 ways, and out of the 3 ways, only one way is I prefer to you, not the other 2 ways. Okay, but I have to teach you also. Just I'm teaching you. So what the one way and the way you can say is used of styles. Style, and just close it with style. Okay. So now whatever you write in between these now will act like a CSS. But I not taught you yet about how CSS works, right? So let me show you. Just inside the body, right? Let's say write H1 as Aditya, and if you see how it looks, so that you can make the distinction now. Let's see, Aditya is printed over the scene in H1. That is what the H means, heading, right? And so one means is the biggest head, as I told you the analogy. Let's see if I want to make this Aditya look in green color, let's say. So how you can do? So inside the HTML, first of all, what you have to change, Aditya. Aditya belongs to what element in HTML? That is H1. So just write H1, then make a curly brace and do like this. Just make a 2 curly brace and H1. Now, what you have to change? You have to change the color. So just write color. And what you have to change to that is green, right? Just write a green and just hit Control S. Let's see this change, right? Now you are looking like a green Aditya. Yeah, I'm not green, but yeah, fine though. Okay, so this is one way you can have a CSS link to your website, but this is not the efficient way. Nextly, the second way, I will tell you why the reason I am saying it's not the efficient way also. So just bear with me for a few more minutes. Sometimes people got confused what we say this kinds and all. This is called as attribute selectors. Okay, so this is called as attribute selector. So to comment in CSS, just you have to write a slash and asterisk, then axis and slash. In between how many axes you can do, it's nothing matters. So this is called as attribute selectors. And like this, you have a class selectors, and like this, you have a ID selectors. I will teach you just in few minutes about that also. So this is the one way you can have a CSS in your website. And now the other way is the place where you have H1, just write a style there, just write a, color again, and just make it red. Now you can see something. It's good. See, yeah, Aditya is having on a red, but this green is changed. Isn't it strange? Yeah, it's strange. Let me show you one another way how you can link an CSS in that, right? So let me go here. So if you want to link in the other way, that is the good way. So do one thing, just write a link and just go with CSS. Okay, so make sure you should have rely on style sheet, and it should have a href of style.css. But the thing is, have you created any file like style.css? Nope, I not created yet. Yeah. Okay, oops, I forward maybe. No issues, I can create now style.css. Just create another file just like a HTML. So the extension should be CSS, and style is just the name of the file. You can use whatever you want. It's up to you. Like, okay. So now what you have to do now, I want to tag this h1, and I want to make it look like yellow. So just write a h1 and then make it color to be yellow. Now why I'm saying, you will get it now. Okay. Firstly, it looks green. Secondly, when I have includes in that, it is called, it look like in red. It's overrided the green color. Now I have mentioned it yellow. So let's guess what can be the color. It's going to be red only, because all the three methods that I have shown you has some priority. Okay, what's the priority is? First of all, what the CSS applied with the elements online there, it's given the first priority out of these all three methods. Okay, so what you have mentioned is just given up first priority. Now if you want to know what the second priority looks, just let me remove that and just see what the second priority looks. It will goes to green. Okay, it means what you have just mentioned inside the head is the second priority for a CSS. Okay, fine Aditya, let's me remove that even. Now see what it will look. Now it will looks yellow. It's not visible, right? So let me change to blue so that you can see. Right? See, you're having a blue color. Okay, now you are crumbling somewhat. I can share, right? What to use and what to not. Okay, let's help Aditya for that. Okay. We have three ways: first way, second way, and the third way. The priority goes with the element that you have mentioned inside the head as a separate inside the head, and the next priority goes to the separate CSS file. So out of these, it works like a that. But what I prefer you is to use a third method, is to create a separate CSS file. And you will think like, hey Aditya, what's the need of it? Because in every other cases, I'm getting the same output, right? But it's a need, because now you're writing a less number of codes. But when you become a very experienced web developer, you're gonna write more number of codes. In that way, it's very necessary to write in a separate CSS file so that you can debug it easily, and you don't have any issues of priority that you are facing now, because you're expected to be in a blue color but you are getting it a red color. Why? Because you have mentioned the style in that elements, right? So just to avoid that kind of confusions and all, like it is preferred it's preferred to create a separate file called as style.css and include all your HTMLs. Okay, I say like this is called as attribute selectors, right? Um, Attribute selectors. Fine. Now Let me say how what you can do say like this. What you have mentioned colors and blue colors as blue or whatever you're gonna mention like this many things like a font weight to make it big like let's say 100 pixels or like a font family to like cause your new monospace whatever you have mentioned this is called as a selectors in HTML and this is called as an attribute or element sometimes. So it works like this. Sometimes it looks odd kind of but don't worry really because we're gonna work on this only for the from as of now because once you have learned the CSS so for the whole bootcamp we will use CSS only right because you know it now. So just don't worry about that. I am there to help you. So I think now it's clear how to link a CSS. Now let's come to div, then class, then ID. What's the need of div? So first of all, how it looks like this. So div is a kind of container. Div you can assume like a bucket. So you have a bucket in your home, right? So in bucket, what you will put? You will put some, let's say, some kind of clothes. Like you can put various kinds of clothes in a bucket. Let's say in a bucket you can put water. Let's say. So I mean to say, bucket is not empty, right? It's made for some use, right? So that's the basically the idea behind the div. So div is considered to be a bucket in which you can put the named kind of collections at the same place. So let's say if you want to put all the names, right? So it's define it separately. It's better to use in a single container called as a div. So it works like this. Got it? So div is like a container only. So it's having two things. It's having class or it can have ID. Only one thing, not both. Okay, either a class or either ID. So what's the difference of using a class or an ID? So for that, let me first of all show you how the div works. Okay, let me specify nothing for the class. Okay, so it's mean nothing. So let's say I have mentioned h1 as h2 and I have mentioned h2 as Aditya. Let's first look how it looks here. Okay, it just have mentioned normally that it expected to be. Let's say if you want to style this div with something like background color, right? So so just tag the div because what you have to change is div and to what background color. So background color I let's say want to make like aqua. It's given. Let's see how it looks. See, the whole div goes to the whole background of this div goes to this aqua color, right? So that's the really use of div because you have mentioned all your named collections or the collections of stuffs in a same bucket and that bucket you want to style it uniformly for sure. If you have a bucket of clothes so for sure you will put clothes only, right? You don't gonna put something else right in that. So that's the basically idea behind the divs. Now you will think why it's not going up and down. It's because of box model. In few times just I'm talking about it that box model also because of that it's not going just full to the top and full to the left and full to the right, not about the bottom because it's have a lot of space, right? So just because of box model it's not working like that. I will tell you how it can work. So what's the basically need of div is to style it. Is used to containerize your stuffs in a single way. Okay, let me get one another div, then you will understand what the use of class in that way. So let me just specify nothing in that class, just leave it empty and let me specify something. Um, let's say I specified Ankit and let's say I specified Ayushi. Okay, then I should specify one more, else I will be killed. Okay. Um, I specify Shruti is this place. Okay. So these are my names of my friends. Okay, fine. See, something odd, right? Because I don't want to style this with aqua color, but it's getting aqua. Let me give the case. Style it with black color. Can you do? Or style it with some green color. Can you do? No, because the reason is you have selected all the divs present in your HTML. Mind it, you have selected all. But what in case if you want to style it specifically, then class into handy. So let's say class my name. It can be anything. My name, and let's say I give a class of friends. So if I have a control S and let me tog it out, how you can tog a class, right? So for that, let me put a comment over there because I don't want to execute this. So comments. Okay. Now, as you have an attribute selectors, now you have gonna have class selectors. So why I'm mentioning like this? So it's better to it will keep you handy once you're getting some issues and want to debug it, right? So now class selectors. How the class selectors work? Class selectors is the thing, first of all, what you have mentioned. So it's a better practice to just copy this what you have mentioned so that you will avoid the name conflicts. Just write dot first of all, or sometimes call it period. Just write, then just have that name class and just use that curly brace. So what's the difference between an attribute selectors and this my name is like this doesn't gonna have a dot and this gonna have a dot. That's the only difference with the class. Now let me change this background color to let's say aqua itself, but I want to change the next uh, this day with let's say green. Okay, now let's see how it looks. Now this making a distinction, right? Yeah, this making a distinction. Okay, fine. Now even if I remove the comments, now I want it to execute. Now let's guess what will happen. Let me whenever I select, guess what will happen. So just do a flow. How you can do the floor and all is, first of all, go with the div because it's coming first. See what's the background color is aqua. So apply both the divs and aqua color. Okay, now it's coming my name. So the first one, what's the color is aqua. Okay, it will keep the aqua for the first div, but for the second friend it will keep a green. So you will see nothing change. It will be same. See, and make sure to control S, right? Whenever you make changes, make sure to control S. So what happens sometimes is, to me even, like I forget pressing control S and I am expecting some changes over there, but it won't happen like that. Okay, so make sure to have a control S, else you will say like something errors are coming maybe. So okay, this works like this. Now there's one more thing that works same with an class is ID. Let's say I replace this with an ID. Yeah, I replace just with an ID. Okay, and if you want to talk some ID, instead of a dot you have to put an hash over it. Okay, now I know you are confused again. The confusion is why there are two things and what to use in what case. Like as I have told you right nicely about like what are the three ways and why have to choose that to for a better debugging and all. So there's similar reasons for having a class and array. So what it does is, as of now you feel it's working same, but actually IDs are more specific. Why? If you have mentioned ID here, like my name, then you can't mention the ID with the same name, my name again, here with some other div. That's the drawback of ID. So it's very preferable to avoid IDs for you as of now. And even when you will try to build some websites, you will try to avoid ID and all because it's have issues like you can't replicate it. But it doesn't have with class. Like let's say I will put it class again and I have put my name, right? So let me initialize with friends that my name even. It doesn't give you an error now, and it both will be aqua now. See, because because you have tagged. Sorry, I should have a dot else. It is giving an aqua color of this div. Okay, now see, both is gonna have aqua color, right? So it's preferable to use an class instead of an ID. So for removing this conflicting issues, so that's spotted. But at one case, I can say you can ID when you're too much more than 1,000% guaranteed. Like you don't gonna use that allocated ID once again, then you can go for ID, then it won't be any issue. It works like a primary key as you studied maybe of DMS or for a single table only one primary can be initialized, but for different tables they can't have the different primary keys. But for the foreign keys it can be. So it works like that. So when you are more sure, then use only IDs and all. Else don't try to use this ID. Just stick with a class. Okay. For a class, you should use a dot to tag it in a style. So I will use this word tag. So what does tag means is to use that in a style.css. And if you want to use an ID in a case, use a hash. If you want to use, if you want to link this style, make sure to use link like this, until or unless it's too much specified to go here. Okay, so fine. Now let me go with the box model. I have taught you about the developers tool that is present in an HTML in my day one. Let me say you about again who maybe missed it. So I once you have pressed that inspect, you can see many things, right? If I hover somewhere, so that particular text will get selected. See, I am hovering on HTML, so whole page will be get selected. Let me go to body. So I'm in body. Now I'm selecting this my name. So this first text will be selected. Okay. What's the box model? So box model looks something like this. This is basically called as the box model. So if you want to see more specifically how the boxes will load, let me try with pesticide to help you about that. Okay, pesticide is an extension you can add to your Chrome, and it will made you visualize how the basically things look whenever in terms of boxes. Basically, HTML is internally all the box only. So if you turn on the pesticide, what you can see is this is Kit2 taking the whole block. This another block taken by one space, and this is another Aditya, which is like taking the whole block, right? And this whole block is filled with nothing, so it's a kind of empty space. Now let me remove this part. So let me remove the first part even, so that you won't have any issues while studying the book box model. Okay, let me hit a Control S. Um, Fine. Let me turn on pesticide again. Okay. So pesticide I have turned on. Now, what basically the box model is, sorry, first of all, what is basically the use of pesticide is, like you can see how much the space the each element can take. Once I have mentioned Ankit, then there's a space. There's a little space, right? This little space. Then I have mentioned Ayushi. Then there's a little space. Then I have mentioned Shruti, and it's taking space like this. Now, let me show you. Let now maybe you are asking why this Shruti is after Shruti, why there's more not more space. Maybe it's not visible to you, right? Because there's space. How you can know is just having one more div. Let's say having a class of my name only, or no, not my name, friends, so that I can check it somewhat. And friends, I have mentioned it a color of green. Okay, now see, this the space you got now, right? See, now you got this space. So every element has their own sizes to all the four sides. This all four sides is basically comes into terms of margin, maybe comes into terms of padding and stuff like that. That basically we teach in box model. Box model is nothing a very big deal, or nothing a big term, because it's just as normal as you think, because every the element, just you have to expect the significance, right? Like every element takes some kind of spaces in HTML by default. It's you have nothing mentioned now. You can change it later too with the help of CSS that I will taught you now even, teach you now even. So that will goes like this. So see, this Ankit is taking a space of this how much from bottom. This Ankit is taking a space from the left, from the right, and from the top. Same for the Ayushi, same for the Shruti, and same for me, that is Aditya. Because of pesticide, you can visualize the boxes. So that's the basically use of pesticide. Let me now inspect it again. Let me go to the body. If I go to the body, the whole will be selected C. Now let me go to this my name. So see, that is selected. Now, um, this is the box model, and if you see this size, so this is basically 1350 and 115 uh, 115344, right? So it's basically the length, it's basically the width and the height. If we want to if you are just going up kind of, if you are going up, so this is called as a padding. If you're going more up, then it is called as a border, and if you're just going margin, it is called as margin, right? So it works like this. So if you even try now to set that margin to be 0, it won't happen, right? It won't happen as of now. See, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening basically here. You are editing here, but there's nothing happening here. The reason is being it's being applied some default CSS by the Chrome, that you can't must override, that you can't override in some of the cases, but you can do in advanced CSS or not, but as of not now. So that's the basically the box model. It is nothing big, but one thing that you should take from this is what's basically means as padding, what basically mean as um, board, and what basically mean as this margin and all. Now see, I have tagged the Ankit, right? I have inspected the Ankit. See, Ankit has a margin of 18675 from the top. That the orange one you are able to see, right? The orange one is the padding from the top. The whole padding that Ankit is the margin that Ankit is taking. Now see border. Ankit has no border, no padding, but he has size of, he has a width of 1350 and a height of 26. Let me set this margin to 0. Let's see what will happen. Ta-da. It goes up. Okay. Let me set the margin from 0 from the top even. See, this happened. So they started taking less spaces. Now, if we take a closer look, now see it have moved somewhat upper because you have decreased the size of Ankit. That's Ankit's top call as margin. So that is basically the essentiality of or working with the box model in CSS. So whenever you work with a box model, just use a inspect stuffs and all present in Chrome, so you can visualize it better, right? Because just take the element that you want to inspect it, and just set the margin, let's say to 0. If you want to move it kind of little upward, so it just get on top of on below of Ankit, and just set the 0 from the beginning like this. Again, take Shruti, inspect it, again specify 0. See, all are now close to each other, right? So it works like that. So if I mention 0 here, see what will happen, just like that. And if I take me itself and wanna mention margin as 0, see, just all came at once. You can do this fun types of things in Chrome developer tools, and many other tools are there, but I prefer Chrome developer because I started my learning of web development with Chrome itself only. So that's the reason I use basically Chrome developer tools. But what you can take from this is, or what you can take from this things is, like every element has some kind of specific margin that is from the top, or some kind of paddings already there, but you can change it by using this margin property. If you have noticed, I had changed this to 0, right? And see, here I have selected h2, and then I have set the margin top from the 0 pixel and margin bottom from the 0 pixels again. So top and bottom has a margin of 0 pixels. So once I change some things here, the code also get changes. So you have to make changes. You can just add this to CSS in your code here, and it will change like this. So this will do some fun experiments like this more. But if you press just refresh it, all your works will go on. So that's basically how the box model works. So now let's see the another part of it. Now the most important is part in CSS that confused to all is basically positioning and display. Mostly positioning is confused to all. Okay, positioning static. So there's nothing to teach in static because it just by default what you use is basically the static itself. But if you have to know about relative, but if you have to know about absolute, but if you have to know about fixed, let's take an experiment about it. After that experiment, you can able to grasp this nicely how basically it works, and make sure to how to say make sure to understand the meaning of absolute as you know in English, relative and fixed, right? So let's see a demo now. For that, I have made something for you. Where is that? Let me see it. Okay, absolute positioning and relative position. Okay, I have made two stuffs for you, two fun-filled experiments for you. So to get started about that, let me first of all take to you one more website that I'm gonna use now is the Codepen. So now maybe some of you thinking why or what is basically a code pen. Code pen is a software through which you can just do all your works on a fly and just see the changes there itself. The reason is I'm now using code pens because you should know basically what's the meaning of these things by applying your code here and seeing the changes on the left hand side, let's say. Because if I code in a VS Code, it will work, but you can't just see the changes in your front of the eyes because you should see whatever basically happens. So that's basically comes to some topics to CSS, like it should be done in Codepen and all, or CodeFly is also one more server. I will use that in Bootstrap. The reason is there also. I will tell you in that day. Okay. Now, let me give you a scenario that my teaching is right. So for that, let me code something. Okay, body. Here, no need to add HTML and all. Just add a body. Just add a closing body. Okay. Now add three divs. Okay. Div one, div, and add a class of here as, let's say, head. You're gonna learn something really good now that most of the developers get confused of sometimes at some point of time. I will teach you. I will tell you the good way. Maybe you will not confuse them. Um, okay. Let me specify this as a blue, and let me specify this as yellow. I feel to be. Mm, blue, yellow. Yeah, it's perfect. Fine. Now, how I can tog this in CSS? If I want to tog this divs, how I can tog that? Just take that name and put a dot first of all. Now let me take that width as 100 pixels. Let me make a square. If you want to make a square out of it, how you can do, just follow me. Just set a width and height to 100 pixels. Like this, there are many selectors, right? So I'm not teaching you the selectors like a list. The reason is being, if I make like a selectors list, na, then the whole bootcamp is enough, not enough for it, because CSS is too vast. So the best way to get out of it, just do hands-on experiment, and you will get the know about the selectors, right? So I have for the red, I have set the width as 100 pixel and height as 100 pixel. What does it means to be? I will tell you now, and specify a background color so that you can see the changes behind. See, you got a square of 100 pixels by 100 pixel of background color red. Now, again talk blue color, and let me specify the same thing what I have mentioned here. Just I will change the color. Okay. Let me change the color to blue. Let me talk the yellow div also, that is on the bottom, and let me just change the color of yellow. Fine. Now we are done with the case scenario. Okay. In a market, let's say, or when you're working with a company, your company asks you to make a logo out of it, and for a logo, you have to do some kinds of experiments, right? So you're just trying some this kinds of code, and now your colleague has said to make a logo, not to look like a this, but look in a line, and it should be in a specific order, being and it should be in a specific order, um, and it should be in a specific order, being yellow on the top, being blue on the between of yellow and red, and being red on the last. Okay, but now you're confused somewhat. Hey, how I can do, because I don't know how to move these elements here and there, right? Even I not thought about it, how to move the elements like this from this, right? So let me took an pen over it, pen over it. Okay. Hey, what the hell is happening? Uh, draw, sorry. Okay, okay. Um, let me take purple. Okay. Now this case I have given to you, right? You can see it now. Red, blue, and yellow. Now your task is to convert this case into this look like this case, right? Okay. Just don't just forget HTML and CSS of now. Okay. Just do hand gestures. What you have to do? You have to bring this red. Okay, bottom. Okay. Okay. Just do some stuff like that. Just bring red in the top in the bottom. Okay, fine. You gonna move by 2 units. Red, you gonna move by 2 units, because red is positioned like this, and you want to move it to the place of yellow, right? So 1 unit of yellow, blue, and 1 unit of yellow. Okay, you have moved by 2 units. Now you have to move red bottom first of all. Then you have to move 2 units to the right, all to the right, right, towards right. Okay, fine. You have did like this. Nextly, what you want to do? Nextly, what you want to do is for the blue color. See, blue color is a middle, and it you wants to be in the middle only. So just what you have to do is just to shift it to the right, right? Just shift to the right by 1 unit, let's say. And for the red, which is on the bottom, and for the red, we did. And for the yellow, see, yellow is at the bottom, right? And you have to move up. Just move up with the 2 units, right? So let me write the steps first of all. I think I can't write here, right? So let me take the screenshot of it. Then I will tell you how to write that. Mm, Let me write the steps first of all. For the red color, right? For red, what I say, move down, um, means move down by 2 units. Okay. Then I'm saying move towards left. Move right by, let's say, 2 units. Fine. For blue, let's take the blue because in the middle it's nothing you have to do. For the blue, just move right by 1 unit. Okay. And for the yellow, yeah, we have left with the yellow. Just move up by 2 units. Now I'm saying 1 unit is basically equivalent to 100 pixel as of now in our case. In our case, not usually, right? In our case, I'm saying 1 unit is basically 100 pixel. Okay. Will you agree with this? My steps. Anyone say? Anyone confess? Are you agree with my steps? Will it make me to that case scenario? Anyone? If anyone is hearing or what? If anyone is here, um, guys, are you there? Just say
Yeah,
hello.
yeah.
You're there. Okay. Pratyush, do you agree me with the steps we can achieve that I mentioned this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, great. You're correct. We can make. So that's basically the CSS works. So if you know by the hand gestures how to move the elements, you can move the you can do just with the CSS with the help of that. Okay. Now let me put one more constraint over that. You have to use positioning absolute, not anything else. You have to use positioning absolute. See, what's basically the definition of absolute is, just keep in mind, references with respect to the screen, the enclosing screen, right? Okay, the picture I given you, what's the basically enclosing screen? The borders, this very thick black border is basically the enclosing screen. So you have to move the elements over here with respect to the screen. Okay, so because of that I have mentioned all the screen parameters with respect to this black line. Even in the quiz that is going to happen now, let me tell you, there's one question from positioning, and in that there's a black line from the top, which is called as a border from the top, and there is no black on the left, but consider the closing one or the last edge of that from the left side as a left border. Okay, so try making the calculations based upon that. So now you're gonna do some kinds of maths, right? What's basically the maths? For the red, you have to move it down by 2 units, that is 200 pixels. Now you have to move to the right. So to move to the right, you have to give a space from the left, so that you have something for like call as left, right, top, bottom. As we just did now, it's basically a left, right, top, bottom. Okay, do will it works like this? Fine, maybe you're getting it now. Okay, so for the red, just move give a for a left for the red, sorry, give a 200 pixels from the top. Okay, give a space of 200 pixels from the left. Okay, you're done now. Now for blue, just give a space from the left of 100 pixels, that is 1 unit. For yellow, give padding of, just move it top by 2 units. Okay, so it just works like this, right? You have to just move up, nothing else. Okay, so you can bring it like that, right? Let's do that with absolute positioning. You will get it more clearly once we do it, right? So for that, first of all, mention position as absolute for all. Okay, if you mention that, and you will see something kind of weird, like your the element will is going off, but actually it won't goes off. It just slips into each other. So the elements basically are on top of each other. You can consider noise as a layer. So whenever you specify, it comes out of the flow and it goes on top of each other. Okay. So let me say for the red, I have mentioned you just now. Where is that? Yeah, here is this. For the red, you have to first of all bring it down. So just give a top of 200 pixels. Let's see how here it is. The left goes down. Now give a left of 200 pixels. Okay, it's there. Now for yellow, what you have to do, you have to keep a left of 100 pixels, right? Let me do that. Left of 100 pixel, if you know, because blue is in that. But as I have mentioned, it comes out of the flow. You have to bring it down even. So give a top also for 100 pixels. it counts. But one thing, if you notice, what basically you notice, like this yellow is basically overlapping with the blue, right? So it's because of margins that is given by the border. So if you want to do if you want to remove that, what you can do is just give a margin of 0 pixels. Okay, see, now it's picture perfect. So that's the way the fun is basically the absolute. So absolutes, whenever you mention absolute, it will go out of the flow. And then if you want to if you want to arrange in a way like that, you can do like that, but just by using navigations like top, left, and all. Nothing, just maths. This is maths, elementary maths. And don't say I don't like maths and all, because I used to be fail in maths. Okay, so don't compare with that. Else, nah, it will be not good. Okay, so it works like that. Okay, so just little maths we have did in absolute positioning and all. Now fine, now let me give you another case. I think you can know now that, let me change that navigations first of all. Even that absolute one, okay, I can change that. um, um, I can remove that body event, and let me remove this also. Okay, everything should come in place. Okay, now this is the original case that we did. Now what I want you to do is to arrange in a single line. That's basically the way your logo looks like. Let's say in the previous case, your logo should look like that. Now in the way, your logo should look like in a line. Okay, let me not light the navigations now, because you are experienced now enough to know that. First of all, blue. For the blue, you should go up. Let's say go up by go up by 100 pixels. Okay, okay, blue boy, just go up by 100 pixels. Okay, for the yellow, go up by 2 pixels, so, 2 units. Okay, blue boy, just go with 2 pixels or 2 units, whatever. And then go left, because make a space of 100 pixels from the left. Let's say now for the red, you are at the correct place, bro. Now you have to go just 2 units from the left. Let's say, so just go with the 2 units. But now the thing is, you have to use relative. If you want, if I say to use absolute, now you can do, I feel so, it's a home task you can do. But what the basically relative says is references with respect to the border of elements. Okay, whenever I specify relative, just pardon me for a extra. It's not extra. It's relative. Okay, fine. For relative, whenever you set the relative, so reference is not this black screen. The reference is the element, the border of this element, the square's border. Let's say blue's border is the reference. Now let's say this yellow, yellow border is basically the reference. Let's say now this red border is now basically the reference. So that's another task to you, right? How you can deal with that. So let me say you, this whole is 300 pixels, this wide is 100 pixels, and this 100 and this basically 200. So it's a simple math, right? Now let me first of all put the relative and see how it comes out of the flow, and then we can do our changes, or we can do our things relative. Okay, let me mention relative to all. Let us see how it looks, because for the absolute is seen how it looks, right? So that's the reason I have used Codepen, because the way you wrote the code, the way you wanna see the changes here, right? Okay, change, right? It's not coming out of the flow. So this is another point for the relative. Relatives don't come out of the flow as used with the absolutes and all. Okay, now you have to put go red. You have to make red go with let's say on the right, on the towards its right, means you have to create a space in left. So just go with red and just create a space in left, right? So it you can, for left and right, you can just think opposite, it works also. Let me write 200 pixels. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it goes nicely, right? It goes by 2 unit. Now for the blue, you want the blue to first of all go up. Okay, for blue, let me do like top 100 pixels, because it's 200 pixels separate. Okay, where it goes? I don't know where it goes. Okay, either okay. Fine, no issues. Okay, first of all, make it left, then left of 100 pixels again, let's say. Okay, it just goes behind that, right? Now why the top not works, I just want to show you, because your reference is with respect to the border, right? So now you have to deal with a case that is a border. Wait a minute, is electricity power? Just a minute. So where we are? Here we are. Okay. So this is another pattern. Okay, I don't want that. Okay. What basically I said is reference is not with respect to this or four border. Reference is with respect to this lines, right? So try writing bottom. 100 pixels. It should work, right? See, this works. Now again, for yellow, you want to make it place on the first, right? So for the bottom, specify as 200 pixels. It should go. See, you're done. It works like this. Okay, got it. Now, if you specify body as 100 pixels, body as 0 pixel, let's see whether it will go or not. You will get it. Body as margin 0 pixels. It just goes to the end, right? So you can make it pixel perfect even like that. So maybe I think now you can get basically what the relative and what is absolute. Just the point needs to be, keep in mind is absolute always the reference is screen, the whole big screen. But for the relative, always the reference is with respect to the border of that particular element. If you want to know the border of that particular element, just use an insecticide, sorry. So you can just see how the border looks. It's for Codepen also it's showing, but that's really fine. Okay, so it works like this. So I feel it's good way to teach you like positioning like this because it's very good than theory as I feel as of now. Now there's one more. Um, Now there's one more positioning method that is fixed. To making you use of fixed, basically fixed are basically mostly used in terms of navigation bars, right? In this, let's say I have shown you, right, this the tops like apps, UPSC, vPro, whatever it's written, it's fixed on the top, right? Even if I scroll now, it won't go out, right? So in that way, fixed is used. Let me show you how even. Let me remove the diffs for the other, right? I don't need now actually. um what I can do is I can just remove blue from here. Okay, and let me set uh, let me remove this left also so that I can make it to go like there and give it a position of fixed. Okay, now see, it's at the right place, right? Okay, now let's mention something because now you can't see the meaning of fixed stuff. Let me write h1 Aditya slash h1, right? Okay, uh, okay, let me do more. Okay, you can see. Let me copy more so that you can know now. Okay, it's enough, I guess. Let's see. Uh-huh. Yeah, see the magic. I have mentioned enough, Aditya, so that this scroll bar appears. When I'm scrolling, see this Aditya is going up, but that red is fixed, right, at one place. It's not going like that. Let's say that red contains a navigation bar. I just mentioned something to make it navigation. It's the anchor tag that we studied about that. That is href, and click me slash it. Fine. So let's say I have made an anchor tag and I have made an bar. Let's say this is navigation bar. We'll study about navigation bar more in Bootstrap. Just bear with me for now. So what's the basic use of navigation bar? It helps you make the movements in the website easier just being on the top, right? So let's say there's a navigation bar. You want to keep it fixed. Just it will be fixed. And if the user wanna go in that particular page, just the user can click on that place, right? So fixed is mostly used in a case of navigation bar. Just want to tease that in fixed. There is nothing more in fixed, and static is by default what you have. So there is nothing more. So what you should know about positioning is about this stuffs like what is basically an absolute, what is basically a relative, and in most of the in some cases what is basically fixed, right? Okay, fixed are mostly used in navigation bars. That's mixture. Okay, I will tell you how to make a very fully fledged responsive bar in Bootstrap. So make sure to join other events also. Okay, let's come with the display properties. For the display properties, it's easy, right? Okay, display properties is easy if you know about pesticide. Why? Because most of the students get fail to visualize how the basically boxes appears. Why? because displays are based upon the boxes that you have. Okay, but make sure note to that, like positioning have 4 types and display also have 4 types. What the displays knows block. Okay, just try to know the meaning of block. It will block mean just block it somewhere. Like, so if it blocks, so it will just block full. So consider like blocking full space. Inline, you can make it visible on one line, let's say. In just goes in line, I will tell you how. Inline block and none. So some of the this are set by default in HTML. Let's say if you consider it is called as a block, I will tell you now. But if you consider inline, it is like a paragraphs, like a p tag. It will a p tag, like an anchor tag. It will just go to the same line, right? So let me show you the demo around that, because it's just become a boring theory if I just teach it like this. Okay, let me do something now here in let's say VS Code. I've mentioned H1 uh, with, let's say, Ankit, and I've mentioned H1, let's say, with Aditya. Okay, now what do you expect? Ankit and Aditya appears on same line or different line? You should answer me. What is that? Ankit, yeah, it changed. Ankit and Aditya is appearing on different lines. See why? Have I mentioned any break tag here? See, no. See that. Okay. Okay, no issues. See other issue. See other example. Let's say in a p tag I have mentioned P. Let's say in p tag I have mentioned Ayushi. Okay, let's see how it works. See, it's looking like it's same. Okay, have I mentioned any p tags here? No. Now, if now it's your wish, you want to make it appear on a same line. Okay, how to do that? First of all, let's see the pesticide. Turn on pesticide. How it's look. This stuff is taking a whole space. Say this H1 is taking a whole space. This S2 is taking a whole space. This is basically P is taking a whole space. So they are blocking each other to coming on top of coming on the tops, right? So if something goes like this, then we call it as a block elements, because you are only saying it's blocking. Man, it's blocking. Okay, fine. It's blocking it, right? So it works like this. Now, um, now, let me show you how you can change this stuffs and all. I believe it will work now. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me remove that. And I want to change the display property, right? So for what element I want to change? I have used H1 and make the display, it's blocked by default. I want to make the display as inline. Okay, now see what it will have. Ankit and Aditya appears on the same line. Now turn on the pesticide. Now, this is the only box, because there's an edge, right? There's two edges. If you make it zoomer, then you can see. Now Ankit is taking only that space, and now Aditya is taking only that space. This is the only block, right? We have changed the default HTML. So first of all, congratulations for that, because you have changed something in HTML, right, for first time. So you have made it appear on a same line because of changing the block property. You can do same with the P, but instead of specifying this for the P and display inline, what you can do now is just put a comma and P over it. So it will come like that. So if you can use multiple selectors, multiple elements for same kind of selectors like this. Okay, so it works like this. Now let me turn off this pesticide. You can add this extension. It really works, right? And there's one more called as HTML tree generator. See, I will tell you about that in Bootstrap, right? So you can see in that also. Fine. The two extensions you can download as of now: HTML tree generator and pesticide. Fine. There's two more, but what is that? That is none. None is none. Like it's nothing for that. For inline block, it's nothing specific, right? Okay, I will show you now what it works in inline block. Um, Okay, inline block. I made it both. Like it's inline even and it's block even. So whenever specify inline and block, it looks nothing much similar. Is nothing much specific, but the whole they're gonna have extra spaces around that. So basically, in that way, inline block makes differ with the inline and block element. But for the most of the cases, they will use a inline or either a block to change the property to out of it. So I think now you also get what's basically the display in CSS. It for display in CSS. Let me just quick run through. If some elements are taking the full space, if you want to make it a single space, then use the inline. If the element is taking the single line, if you want to make it a look like a block so that it will block the other elements to come over it, it's you can use a block. So I can just give you a funny example, I guess. Let's say some students, some you went into the college and some seniors are teasing you, let's say. So how you can protect yourself from them, right? How you can block them, let's say, by you can take some help of the teachers, or you can use some ultra seniors like the senior of them, right? So they will block you, or they will prevent you from them. So you want to use something very big or a very heavy positionings, right? So that you can understand for a block. And for an inline, if you want to make someone fear, so just bring many people so that a single person will fear of you because you are too much. Okay. So just a normal example of block and inline and positioning stuff. So guys, make sure like this are the topics basically most of the users get confused of, and it's kind of confusing still sometimes me to get confused, but it's like if you do more practice it will come more handy to you. Just remember that two things I told for reference, that for the absolute, that is the reference is screen, and for the relative, the reference is the border of that element. Okay. Now let me take you the scenario as my teaching used to be. There is a person named Kittu, for whom he don't know. So say a hi to a Kittu. Hi Kittu. Okay, fine. He wants to know about the web development, but he's totally new about that, right? So let's help Kittu to learn about web development. Now the challenge is chess challenge. You already know about chess, right? So maybe you have played chess and all. When Kitty was playing chess with his friends, he seen like the chess elements are arranged in a kind of boxes, right? And he made an assumption to with help of with the tables, right? Because Kittu know about HTML. Now Kittu is pro in HTML, right? Okay, answer like that. And he learned about HTML and forms and all as we did in day two, advanced HTML. Now he wants to use that concept of table and want to make a chess look similar like this. Okay, but how you can use that codes, that figures and all? For that, there is something called as HTML codes. Like I told about one that is NBSB in yesterday's class. NBSB is basically is used to give a space between elements, right? In that way, NBSB is used. So if you want to use that figures and all, just use that codes. I will tell you how. But let's see the task one. Task one is create a table of 8 by 8 rows and columns. Guys who attended my tomorrow session, what I gave you a short trick. Whenever I say a row, take it at a TR. Whenever I say a column, take it at a TD. Using table data, table body, and table row. Now assign a class of chess to the table. Okay. So what you can assign a class called as chess to the table. Okay. Assign a class of chess to the table. Assign a class of black. Um, Assign a class of black and assign a class of white to each table data element in otherwise in alternative. Sorry, why I'm saying you to assign it like a white and black in alternative, so that you can make a this kind of zigzag relation, right? So that you can make it look like more like a chess. So for that I have asked you. Nextly, um yeah, nextly you have to next we have for the each TD element include a specific character as per the image shown in the right, like this one in black, this horse in black, this queen, this king, kind of things, and this things like that. So just assign that. Centralize the whole table using a center. So let's first of all do the task one. Before doing the task one, let me show you what's basically your final destination in that. Your final destination is this, and if you put and if you want to do some kind of magic, just hover over it, it will change to rent. I will tell you do how even, and if you want to make this website crash or that also, I will show you it just for the funny purpose. Okay, don't do like that. Okay, I will show that also. Okay, if I'm once I'm hovering, it's becoming red. So this is a destination, final destination. Let's do that. So first of all, remove everything what you have now in indexed HTML, whatever here. And for the reference, I have copied all the text. What do we say? Yeah, for HTML codes here, so that I can just copy it and then use it. Okay. First of all, I want to use H1, like my chessboard. Uh, I'm using again tables. As I said, I wanna use it for the more days so that you get firm grip over it. Fine. Next, create a table. And if you look, I have mentioned class to be chess. Okay, let's see why I'm saying. You will get to know now. For the chess, you want to make 8 by 8, right? For 8 rows and 8 columns. So use a comment over it. So let's say this is a row 1, and just copy that comment for the other row, and we'll create row so that we know where we are using it, because for each row you're gonna have 8 columns, right? So just not to have a confusion, I'm just doing like that. um if anyone wants to say wanna say something like what the next steps, they can just unmute it. Okay, anytime. Fine. For the row 1, let's mention what's the basically command is tr, and for each row I have to mention tds, right? And each td should have a class, right? I mentioned something, so it should have a class alternatives to black and white. Okay, let me give a black. Okay, let me give it a class of white. Okay, and we have to repeat it, so let me just copy it so that I will not end up in breaking my finger. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? Okay, fine. Now in sorry, I have mentioned wrong spelling of that. Okay, it doesn't matter, but okay, make it right. Okay, black, fine. And now let me specify the elements in it. So I will first of all let you know how the row 1 looks, then we'll format it for the rest rows, right? So first of all, see the diagram. It should have this black one, cook, right? So crook, we say it crook, right? If I'm not wrong. Where is that? Yeah, oh my god, it's getting insane here. Let me see here. uh mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, this one, white rook. Yeah, this is rook only, white rook, second one. Fine, white rook it is. So first of all, the one is the black, right? So let's find out the black rook, um, black rook, and copy this. Okay, I copied this and just put it over there. And at the end also there will be a rook, right? Start and end. Then then see the configuration later. See the configuration. There is a horse and the second, and this horse and the this, right? So just find where is the horse. Where is the horse? So what we say horse as knight, right? Knight, right? Oh, it's rhyming. But I'm becoming a poet then, like this. No issues. Um. Okay. Now you're gonna have this bishop, right? If I'm not wrong, I just forget the names. Okay. Um. Okay. It's what is it's bishop or it's bishop. It's only that, right? Let me confirm it. I forget the names like that. It's a white bishop. Yeah, it's a bishop only. White bishop, black bishop, right? Like same. Um. Okay. So copy that black bishop, and it's going to be in the starting, and it's going to be in the beginning even. Okay, then you're gonna have a queen. Queen, right? So it is black queen here. Okay, black queen. Then there should be a king, right? Black queen's king. Cute though. Cute, no? Um, let me do here. Let me show you how it looks first of all. Okay, let's just see. Even I don't know how it looks. See, looking weird, right? Okay, no issues. We'll make it something look like this. Ta-da! Okay, fine. We can do it. No issues. I will tell you how. Let me first of all change this name also. Chess. Uh, I think you also play chess at your home. I used to play earlier when I was like 12, 15 years. I mean, it's been long time. Okay. Now you have made like this, right? But it's not looking good, but we'll make it good. And even this black white combination is not happening because we are just using it HTML. Let me do for the next row, then I will show you how you can change it. So because we have done like that. Next other further, just provide TD, and each TD gonna have in combination. So mention it. If you have a black, then you should start with a white, right? Because see, if there is a black, let's say if you consider this like a black, then it is white, right? So you should now change the order. Just put in a different. If you start with a white, then start with a black. Just put in that thing so that you will end up in making a test only, not something kind of another games. That's also interesting, right? Creativity skills. Okay, fine. Uh, Copy 6, then 8. Mm, fine. Now, you should have pawns. You should have pawns, right? PAWN, right? Pawn. Okay, black pawn. Um, for pawn, just copy it. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Another okay. Okay, one more time. Okay, last time. Okay. How it looks nice. See, this is looking like this. Now, let's first of all change so that we can look something like this, how it works. Now, let me show you. First of all, your task is want to uh, want to give a box like this. If you remember, we just did, right? We have used box. We have made the box with the help of width and height. So you're gonna use that only. Nothing much. Nothing very serious stuffs like that. So, but you should know, right? But at this stage, at this stage, you should figure it out. What you have to make the square. You have to make the square the codes that you are showing now, or you have to make the square this the whole one, or you have to make the square for this whole column, for the whole row. Sorry. So the answer is you have to square the whole column, not the rows, because if you are able to make it the square, then the whole row will look like a rectangle, right? So don't confuse with the square and rectangle. As of now, I consider you know what the difference about that, and for sure you know. Okay, fine. So what your task is to make a square to the columns. So what's basically the column? This is the column. This the night is the column. This night is the column. This night is the column. This night is the column. So how you can do that? So for that, I have made you use this series. And for that, first of all, go to the style.css and write a very big comment, not a big but good comment, like called as class selectors. If we use some things, maybe we'll use. Okay. um okay, and then we'll have same like attribute selectors. I'm making in practice 2 as of now so that you can debug it later if you face some issues. uh, okay, whenever you try it, attribute, and I have not used any id, so no need for at id selectors now. Okay, putting into first of all, what I'm talking now, I am asking you to talk the column of whose chess. uh, I have mentioned the chest. Remember, chest. The basically the name of the table. Now I'm asking you to talk the column. So that is PD, and now set the width to be as let's say 55 pixels, not much big. Now let's say height to be 55 pixels again, so that you can end up in making a square. Let's see how it looks. First of all, um, sorry, let's go here. See, you got some spaces, right? But how to make distinctions? You will get it now. Okay. For that, you need to set the colors that we have mentioned, right? So for what color? First for black, let's say black should have a background color of black. Then white. So we'll have kind of grayish color in white. Okay. Or we can have a white also, right? Maybe let's see if it looks white, then fine. So if you want to mention the white, just write F6 times, so it will consider as a white even, or you can write white even. So let's see. You are getting it somewhat. See the combinations you are getting. So it's white, right? You can't make the distinctions regarding that. But one way you can make the distinction. Set the body as black, as you seen in that. Right. So just go with attributes to make the distinction. Uh, in the body, set the background color as. Now see. Let's see how it works. Now see, it's you are able to look, but this H1 goes because you have set the because H1 is black again. Okay, we'll make it fine. We'll make it fine. How? H1, and I wanna set this color to yellow first of all so that it's visible. Let's see. Okay, now see H1 is there. Now it's basically there, but now you are able to see like this the one which are having black, right? Get overridden over it. Get overridden. So to prevent that, let me change this black color to gray so that you can see it more clearly. Because it's overriding, right? Sorry, it's gray. Uh, yeah, let me see it works. Yeah, now see you are making able to distinction. So now can you compare like how the website looking earlier without HTML, now how the website is looking? It's far better having good visibility, right? It is more now visible, more good visible, right? And it's convincing to the eyes even, but now like it more convincing to the eyes. Why? How? By making this in a center, making this characters in a center and increasing the size also for that. Okay, so how you can do that? First, for making it in a center, you have two things. So you first of all use a padding, let's say 5 pixels. I think it's believed to be fine, and then make it text align. So text align is a property by which you can make the content inside that container to be in a center, and give it a font size of 30 pixel to make it big. Now you are looking bigger, right? So that way you it the CSS and HTML goes in hand in hand. So first of all, just make a rough idea, just do the coding and all, and do the coding side by side. If you feel something is more essential that I am doing now because it's not convincing to my eyes, do it coding until you are not convinced. Okay, so that way I can say, okay, so guys, good, you have did for the row 2 and all. Next do with the row 3 and all, for the other row 3s, right? So for the row 3, you're gonna have a black white combination as similar to the row 1, right? But you don't gonna have any elements in that. So first of all mention a tr, but you don't have anything inside anything, right? Because the chest initial configuration is like that. You're just gonna have in the first row and the second row, and then row 7 and then row 8, and in between the rest row 6, and that between the rest 4 rows it doesn't have anything, right? Okay, so make it td as in a combination of black and white, um, but we have mentioned the gray color. Okay, it's similar to kind of more white as compared to black. Okay, for a greater visibility. Okay, black and white. Now let me copy this just because you have to use this like that. td. Okay, let's see how it looks. See, another space you got it. It's looking like this. Now, for the row 4, you should similar look similar like to this row 2, right? So how you can do that? Just copy the way you have did for the row 3. Here, PD, and give it a class of first of all white. You have to make it similar to like this. Now, row 2, okay. Then make it black, let's say. Now let's copy it first. Okay. Now see. It's working now. For row fifth, you should be for the row fifth, you should be have a black white combination. First for black, then white. So for the row this, I wanna use a combination of row 3. So just copy that. Okay, so that's the utility of HTML and all. Once you got the logic, just replicate it that as you want. Okay, so you have done for the row 1, you are done with the row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, and for the row 6 one more time. So you have to make row 6 similar to its ancestor. Okay, so it's gonna have a white black combination. That's same for the row 4. So that's what, yeah, that's what, guys. If you know the like what basically you are doing is, you can just replicate it. Just find a logic for one code and just replicate it as you want it. See, I'm not just I take time for first row and row 2. I got the logic. Just I'm replicating it. Nothing much to you now, right? Now for next table row 7, you have to put the elements, right? So TD, you're gonna have a black white combination now again. Black class should be first of all black. Um, TD should be white, and let's copy that. And sometimes guys say like they shouldn't copy it while coding it. Actually, it's not always correct. They say because in terms like if you copy something without knowingly, like if you don't know the meaning of that, then it's not good. But if you know some meanings and what they basically uses it, and you already use it in previously in your times, then it's totally fine. I feel you can use copying and all. Is someone is saying? Johar, yeah, saying something? Um, you it's seeing like you're trying to say something. Are you trying to say something? Okay, maybe by mistake. Fine. Okay. But for row 7, you have to put the elements. How you want to, first of all, you have to put the pawns, right? So white one, but now white one. So let's go to this text file and copy the pawns of this white. So let me put you that. Now you don't need to style anything. Why? Because we already did. You just have to place into the things into the right way that looks good to you. See, I will not format it now because I made the logic for one case and it's now able to replicate for the other cases. Yeah, the row 7 is replicated, right? Now I have to do for the row 8. Okay, set a table row. It's a final row, table data, and it should have a now white black combination, right? Because we used black and white for the previous one. It's just alternatives too. Fine, good. Hey, it's better to make a zigzag path with them, right? The issues will do something like this. Okay, for the last one, you got it, but you have to fill the elements. So you're gonna have a rook, as I feel to be. Okay, white rook. Okay, let me remove this things. Um, the spacing won't affect the HTML, but yeah, fine. Then you're gonna have a knights. You're gonna have knight, knight. It's okay. Then you're gonna have vice bishop. Uh, okay. Then you're gonna have a white queen. So my queen, okay, fine. Then you're gonna have a king, right? So where is king's queen's king? Here he is. Okay, it made save. Ta-da! You're done. You're done. Something is left that will save. But yeah, you seen. You just find a logic for one code that is for the row one and row two, and you're able to replicate for the rest rows. So that's what you should spend time in initial so that you can make it useful for your others for other time, as you say. Okay, so it works like that, but it's not looking as good. So what you can do is just centralize this first of all. Okay. So how to centralize is center. Again, I'm saying, hey guys, why you did mistake in spelling? Okay. In that quiz, like you should get marks, but okay, no issues. You just maybe missed it, but no issues, fine. Yeah, it's centralized. Now I've said like if you want to do kind of magic, like once you hover it, it just changes to red. What you can do is there's something in CSS more called as pseudo class. The reason is being of use of pseudo class is that there are many pseudo class first of all. So you should search for it as per your need. I'm going to tell you how to use a pseudo class. First of all, tell the use the element what you want to use a colon, then you write a hover. So see, many this is all basically pseudo class, so you will use it once needed, right? So I'm telling you the way how you can use for one so that you can use for others if you need. Okay, hover. On hover, it's how it's read. On h1 hover, what you have to do is set the color to red. Okay, let's see it works or not. See, it's working. Okay, now let me hang this website just for fun. Okay, don't laugh. Okay, let me send font size to be 100 pixels. It will just shake like anything. It's not happening. Okay, fine. Font size. Um, Ta-da! It's hanging, right? Once you're rovering it, maybe you can see it how much it's tumbling. The reason of being tumbling is basically why I made it hang. Like, see, like this, the size after this is this can't grow. Like, this is the last border you can see. After this border, you can't make this grow. So that's why when the H1 wants to get increase the size like this, my chest border in a red color, it needs that much space, but you don't have any more space, so it's work like that. So it you can assume like to be like you have a small container and you are trying to fill some more amount. So at some point of time it will just spill off, right? So in HTML, how you can spill off like this? So just I just made my website hang. So guys, it's amazing I feel to, but I don't want to hang it more. Let's just remove that font size. Okay, so we can do experiments like this, but you can make the font size smaller even. Let me show that how. If you want to make like 5 pixels on hover, so this is basically sometimes the people use. Maybe you have seen in website like once you try to click over it, it will become too much small, or it will become too much large. It will enlarge for you like this. It's okay. This hover, hover, hover. You can change the font family also. What is the font family? Font family I will taught about in Bootstrap more actually. But let me tell you, like if you want to make it like Arial, so once you hover on it, so it will change the font style. See, this is looking some kind of like this. Um, ta-da, it's looking something different, right? You can make it italic or whatever you want. So that's a basically use of hover. So maybe you have seen somewhere like if you try to do something, it will just try to pop out from the screen or whatever. It looks good, nice. So you can use it wherever you have make it feel. So I taught you about tasks to in the CSS only that we did side by side. Okay. So any Q&A session, and sorry, any Q&As you have, like any questions you wanna ask? Now I'm ready to answer yours, because after that I will be giving you a quiz. And what the special about quiz is, today top five people, sorry, yeah, today top five will get their digital swag. So make use of that opportunity, first of all. And yeah, any questions? Let me ask someone. Um, Sarthak, Sarthak Trivedi. Any questions for you? I want to say something. Unmute.
Hello.
Hi, Sarthak.
Hi. Actually, I don't have any doubt.
Okay.
You make everything.
Uh-huh. You like the event?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, Sarthak. Thank you. Okay. It's too good. So I seen you are enthusiastic for that. Fine, good. Let me tell something about Sarthak then. um, the thing is, he's a schoolboy. Like mostly he is in ninth or tenth grade. Or see, he is attending the sessions of web development. So that was the education system nowadays used to be. It doesn't matter what your age is, because it all depends on your passion, how much passionate you are about something. If you are passionate about something, for sure you can do more great heights. And now we are college in students, right? We are in second year. See, like he's too much cute guy. Like, oh my god, he is too much cutie. Like, support Sarthak for his spirit and do attend for the other events. You will really become a very good developer when you reach the college. You're gonna bang your in college. Make sure about it. Okay. Any more guys? Any more? Any more? Else I will start the quiz then. Okay. Should I start? Pratyush, should I start?
Yeah, we can start with it.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay, okay. Thanks for the green signal. Okay. So, guys, for the today's question again, there are what I can say is there are six questions. For the first five questions, you're gonna answer like as usual. Like it has points. For the sixth question, it's a poll question, so it's kind of bonus question to you. What I mean to say bonus question is there's no correct answer or wrong answer in that question. Just you have to select the option as soon as possible. If you can, just in that you can say like not technical skills, even just mention it like how you can do it so much fast as you can, right? So just try to do as fast as you can in that, right? So you will get bonus point of it. So that's for you, so that you can get more points of it and get an opportunity to um for a digital swag, right? So that's for you. I made like that polls and all, like you will get extra points about that. So let me remove this. Okay, three have joined. Guys, join more. Then we'll start with. Use your original names, right? If it can. Okay. You can see the original names it's there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Guys, more. The 11th here. As I see. So, yeah. Guys, join more. Else, first five like get like anything prize. Like only six are there.
One second, one second, one second.
Okay, 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 okay. Then sure. Fine.
Yeah, I just lost the link. Can you like share that once again?
No links and just go to Quizy and just enter that this code number 984509. Yeah. Just go to joinmyquiz.com and enter this game code. I will wait. No issues. No issues. Take your time. Mhm.
It's not yet started, correct?
Yeah, bro. It's not started yet. I'm waiting.
Yeah, sure.
Have you joined? Okay, I'm sure I seen join. Yeah. Okay, fine. Um, who is this AJ? Can you tell? It will not get else. Mm. Mm. Who is this AJ? Mm. Okay. Any more? I think it's 10 and one took. Bro is asking me, have you joined? Um, I guess it's Devanshu and Devanshu joined it. Jawahar, Jawahar, right? He not joined. Don't know about him. Jawahar, are you there? Will you join? Um,
Yeah, I joined.
what by now? What name you have joined?
Jawahar Ram by my
Oh
name.
yeah, yes, yeah. I can see now. Yeah, I can see.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you. Just one more guy have to join. Let's wait. Yeah. Guys, 2 more minutes. Just we are starting in that. Okay. We are there. We are done. Okay, guys, be ready. Okay, 5 questions. You're gonna have points, and for the last question, you're gonna have points. It's a poll question related to the related to the rating of this event. Like just rated from 1 to 10. Uh, Tap your poll as soon as possible so that you can get your plus point. Okay, let's. I'm just starting it. Okay, how you can link style.css file in index.html, and the rank given by Quizy will be considered as final. So try to answer as soon as possible because you will get points about that only. Because at the end, it's like many people get the same number of answered correctly, but they will get different ranks because based upon that the way they answered the question, how much fast. Okay, 2-1, time's up. Time's up. Fine. Let's see the leaderboard. Um, Harishni on the top. Okay. Okay, only Harishni. Only Harishni answered. Hey guys, see the spelling, yaar. Hey, in the first question I put a tab. Spelling. Okay, Harishni figured it out. Good. How many positioning and display property there in CSS? Go with the count. Going to up. Okay, time's up. Okay, one answer. Okay, fine. Leaderboard. Haha, Devanshu excelled it. Okay, Harishni, Devanshu. Fine. Only one answered it rightly. Okay, guys, 4 and 3. It's 4-4. Yeah, I have made 4 circles. Okay, but no, it's fine. Next question. Um, how you can make this H1 text yellow on hover and red as by default color? On hover, you have to make it yellow, but by default, if it's look, it should be red in color. Okay. Okay, few guys still left. Answer it. Answer it. Time's up. Okay, when I've answered. Okay, fine. See the leaderboard. Devanshi, Shahishni, Shartak, Ayushi, Pratyush. Good. 8 have answered rightly. Next question. Okay. What is that? The CSS and W3 stands for. That's easy question for you, but um, but answer it wisely still. Varshni. Varshni is not answering. Okay, time's up. Leaderboard. Harishni excelled. Devanshu Varshini. Okay, Varshini you did right. Good. 6 answered right, and one goes to cascade style sheets. Okay, cascading it's right. Okay, fine. Second last question. Second last question, but it's tricky. I have given 2 minutes for you. It's tricky. What is our output of the following code? Note the black line on the top of each option image is a top border, and the leftmost side is the left border. So consider the line as a reference. And for now, you're gonna use your creativity skill somewhat because you have to make assumptions, which is the best one out of it for the best answer. So it's kind of tricky question, the one based upon positioning. The code also I have given you. Just tell me the output. Okay, I have given 2 minutes. Use it. No issues. 85, 83, 82. For the tricky question, I have given you more time, so you will not feel like that, right? Okay. For after this, guys, give a poll as soon as possible to excel your ranks, right? Because that points will excel your rank. Okay. So for the last question, do like that. Okay. 3 have not answered yet. Okay, still one more. Who is that? Don't know. Oh, Varshini joined with new ID, right? Varshini star. Yeah, she is there. Fine. 43, 42. Anyhow, I have to go. Yeah, I can't skip. 39, 38, 37, 36. Okay, good. Mostly I've answered it. 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. If you can answer this question, then I can sure like you have understood it. And if you, even if you have mistake, just know where you have did the mistake of it, because you're gonna know the answer now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time's up. Let's see the leaderboard. Uh-huh. Vaishni, Harishni, Bhavya, Chahar. Okay. Oh my God, 9 answered rightly. Means you have understood the topic. Then it's good for me. Okay, guys. Tap the option as soon as possible. Okay, I'm reminding. It's a rating question. Rate it from 1 to 10, and excel your rank as soon as you can. Okay. So 3, 2, 1, 0. Go. Give rank. Okay. 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 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have to wait anyhow. Okay, no issues. Okay, it's done. Now it's the rank time for the digital swag winners. Okay, we're up. Just cross your fingers. Yeah, end the quiz. Okay, yeah, coming. Third is Bhavya, Vaishini, Harishni, and they are the first three winners. And okay, let me show you the rest two also. See, this is the rank list. Harishni on the top, Varshini, then third is Bhavya, fourth is Jahar, and fifth is my cute boy, Sarthak. Right. So, okay. So, guys, as I promised to you, uh, top five winners gonna get the prize. So, this top five winners will get their prize delivered. But don't leave as of now. Let me save this so that I will keep it for me somewhere. Um, Day three, right? Have she- have it. Okay, so once again, congratulations to all these five guys. And I see just you missed it, yeah. No issues. Then Shruti, Abhi. Okay, okay, okay. No issues, no issues, no issues, no issues. Fine. So for Vaishni, I can comment like she's consistent now. She got the rank one yesterday and rank two now, so she will get the both stacks even. She got for the day one, day two even. Okay, fine. So I hope like guys you have enjoyed the sessions like that, and I love to teach you for the day three, and I hope like you can now you can answer the questions nicely, because the tough question I give is the not tough but kind of tricky question, because in that your imagination skills will be there, but you have answered it correctly. Like 9 guys have answered it out of the 10, so it's like 90 percentage I can say. So you it's mean your this session is giving help to you. Any feedbacks regarding this one or more I can just about the event, how it's going on, or any feedback like how it may go on, kind of? Anyone?
Yeah, Aditya, it's going perfect.
Thank you,
Good.
Pritesh. Really, thank you. Really, thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you. So they want to anything? I think. Okay. 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 My favorite boy, Sarthak. Say anything. You?
Yes, it's going really well.
Okay. Then. So guys, for first of all, clap for him. He's just a school guy and just got a rank fifth, right? From all of second years or like school years, guys. So I'm clapping from here from now, from here. And secondly, don't forget to join for the rest of the days. It's gonna be awesome, because for the rest of the days, I gonna